From defeating Danny Stuntman Wheeler to Michael B. Jordan's secretive role in Rainbow Six, these are Creed 3 post-movie predictions. Will Adonis Creed retire or continue fighting? After Adonis sought the help of the greatest heavyweight champ of all time, Sly Stallone's Rocky Balboa, to help him climb the ranks in professional boxing, Adonis Creed went on to fight the loudmouth Brit, Pretty Ricky Conlan in the first Creed picture, but lost via split decision. But that doesn't mean he didn't prove himself that night, because it was an all-out slugfest to be remembered forever. After the fight, Adonis went on to score a string of victories before defeating Danny Stuntman Wheeler, crowning him the WBC World Heavyweight Champion. But his biggest challenge was right around the corner. In Creed 2, Adonis moved on to his next adversary, Viktor Drago, the son of the notorious Ivan Drago, the Russian boxer who killed Adonis's dad, Apollo Creed, in what was supposed to be an exhibition match in the celebrated box office smash hit Rocky IV. Viktor was bigger, tougher, and Adonis faced a similar challenge that his father faced nearly 3 decades before. After an all-out war with Viktor fighting dirty, hitting Adonis while he was down, Viktor was disqualified, and this left Adonis thirsting for revenge. So, he hit the gym, trained harder than ever before, with Rocky in tow as his trainer once again. The two fighters fought once more in a brutal rematch, and Adonis defied the odds and rose victorious. In Creed 3, Adonis now has everything he ever wanted: a beautiful wife and daughter, his own boxing gym, heaps of money, and the heavyweight championship belt still firmly wrapped around his waist. Afterward, he decides it's time to leave the ring behind and retire on a high note so that he can enjoy his life with his family. But things change when an old face emerges in town. When leaving the gym one night, Adonis finds a man leaning on the hood of his car. The man asks for an autograph, but Adonis refuses and tells him to get off his car. When the two men lock eyes, Adonis realizes he knows this man. Turns out, they have a big history. The man in question is Damian Anderson, played by Jonathan Majors. Fresh out of prison after nearly 2 decades, Damian's come to visit his old friend. But it's unclear what exactly Damian's intentions are. He once dreamed of making it to professional boxing, but a run-in with the law thwarted his attempts, and his dream never came true. Growing up, Adonis and Damian were like brothers. But one fateful night would change that dynamic and see Damian spend nearly 20 years behind bars. After seeing his old friend rise through the ranks in boxing and become a superstar, Damian grew bitter and angry. He used his time in prison to transform himself into a ferocious monster. His body mirrors that of a young Mike Tyson, and he's got the speed and power to match. After Adonis and Damian reconnect over a meal, Adonis offers his gym as a place for Damian to train. Damian accepts, and this is where the drama starts.
Hey, use your head. Okay, use your head. Leave all that other mess outside. I told you what I won't do.
At the gym, Adonis's protege Felix is hard at work and on everyone's mind as the next big thing. After working his way into Adonis's inner circle, Damian devises a cunning plan to secure himself a spot against Felix. Adonis's once rival and now friend, Viktor Drago, is due to fight Felix in the ring, but Damian stops this dead in its tracks. After paying an old prison cellmate to break Drago's hand, an unsuspecting Adonis agrees to let Damian step in and replace Drago. Throughout the fight, Damian brutalizes Felix from the get-go. In fact, he nearly gets disqualified for fighting dirty, but goes on to knock out Felix and claim the title. This sets off a feud between the once inseparable Damian and Adonis, and Damian sets out to taunt and torment Adonis relentlessly.
Because if memory serves, you used to carry my gloves. Get your and get out the gym.
After some back and forth, Adonis bites, and it's officially on. Damian's cunning plan worked, and he's got his shot at revenge. But why does he want to hurt Adonis so badly? Well, after visiting his mother, Adonis discovers that throughout his stint in prison, Damian was sending letter after letter to Adonis. But his mother hid them because she thought Damian was bad news. Adonis realizes this could have all been avoided, but it's too late. The fire's lit, and this sets the stage for a bloody spectacle. Both men set out on a grueling training regime. Adonis heads to the secluded mountains and spars with a now-healed Viktor Drago, while Damian bulks up on the beach and picks his way through sparring partners, relentlessly knocking them out one by one. Despite the presence of his old mentor, Rocky Balboa, Adonis finds new ways to push himself harder than ever before and regain his fighting spirit. Come fight night, both men are primed and ready to go, filled with angst, fire, and rage. Each man looks to destroy the other, and what follows is a relentless fight for the history books. Neither man holds back for a second, and at some points in the bout, they nearly break each other. Adonis faces the receiving end of a nasty gut punch which floors him, and he almost fails to beat the 10 count. But Adonis soon turns the tables on Damian, pushes forward, edges him against the ropes, and unleashes a brutal onslaught of punches. Adonis finds his opening, times it just right, and wha-bam! He lands a massive hook to Damian's face and knocks him out cold. Adonis may have defeated Damian, but has he defeated his own demons and his own troubled past? Adonis steps over to Damian to talk face to face. And now that all the anger's left the ring, they can have an honest conversation, all trash talk aside. Damian's brought to tears by Adonis's forgiveness, and when both warriors leave the ring, they leave their troubled past behind them. Adonis upholds the Creed name and legacy and honors his late father in the process. But as Adonis leaves the ring, he must decide if it's for the last time. Throughout the film, Adonis's daughter Amara expresses her desire to follow in her father's footsteps and become a boxer. Does this mean the franchise will continue? If Adonis retires, will Amara keep the Creed name alive? The Rocky franchise ran for a total of 6 movies before crossing over into the Creed universe. And Creed has now reached the halfway point at 3 movies. But it's doubtful it will ever make it as far as the Rocky movies got. Sylvester Stallone has been a box office titan since he shot to fame after the first Rocky picture in 1976, and he's known for turning movies into successful franchises like Rambo and The Expendables. While Michael B. Jordan's a phenomenal actor, he might not have gained that level of fame just yet, seeing as his character Adonis has attempted to retire a number of times throughout the Creed franchise. It could finally be time for him to step away and move on to other things. But in the world of Hollywood, if a movie's getting eyes on the screen and butts in the seat, there's no telling how long a franchise will go on for. For now, Michael B. Jordan has a number of projects coming up, including a reboot of The Thomas Crown Affair and a lead role in Tom Clancy's action flick Rainbow Six. As of yet, there's no news on whether another Creed entry is happening. But if the franchise was to continue with Amara as the lead focus, we may be waiting a few years for this to happen. Amara's far too young to be considered a prospect in boxing, and it would involve years of training to get her to such a level. This gives everyone involved time to pursue other endeavors, and also gives writers time to think up a story that would be captivating enough to be greenlit. So, from defeating Danny Stuntman Wheeler to Michael B. Jordan's secretive role in Rainbow Six, those were Creed 3 post-movie predictions. Will Adonis Creed retire or continue fighting?